I'll have to let people know in the in the comments below some feedback on how we're doing. It is a little bit of a gloomy day here, but we are on board Allure of the Seas. Let's see. Checking to see if comments are coming in yet. I'm not sure if they are or not, or if this is working. So as soon as you see this, let me know if it's working. I saw the notification just went out. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm standing in one of the newer parts of Allure of the Seas. If you didn't know, a couple of months ago, this entire thing was dry docked and got a massive amplification. One of the biggest amplifications is right here behind me on the boardwalk. They added this obviously massive slide as well as playmakers. They took out Sabor, which at one point in time had great margaritas. Towards the end there, I know I kept getting feedback from people that would come on board Allure of the Seas and they would say, Jordan, those margaritas aren't good. But then again, I'm not the end all be all for margaritas. Thanks so much for joining. Awesome. I'm seeing some of the comments come in. Hello to everybody. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Jonathan. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Joanne. Hi, Audrey. Yes, we are on Allure of the Seas. Okay, this is kind of shocking. This is our first time ever sailing on Royal Caribbean outside of North America. Like, we have only been on Royal Caribbean to Alaska, to the Caribbean, and then to the western side of like the Mexican Riviera area. We've never been on Royal Caribbean in Europe and any other part of the world. So we kind of got on board today and already we noticed a couple of different things, which I'll try to share some of those things as we're doing the live here today. But as you can notice, I am alone. I don't have my other half with me. And that's because we got such amazing feedback the first time that we did this whole hide and seek thing that we decided to do it again. So Jared is here on the ship and we're gonna find him throughout the live. We're gonna take a little bit more time to find him. He found me pretty quick. I think I was really easy on him when we were on Star of the Seas. So we're gonna take some time. We are gonna find him. We're also gonna see some of the new stuff that's on board, but then we're here to do a ton of content. So we're here to put out a full ship tour and see everything that there is to see on the brand new Allure of the Seas. I see some of our moderators are here. Hello, Q's Crews. Thanks for joining us and being in the chat today. If you are spending your morning with us, I appreciate it. I know on the East Coast, it's early. I think it's 9 a.m. there. For those of you on the West Coast, it's 6 a.m. I will be super impressed if there's people already here in the West Coast because, you know, the West Coast 6 a.m., that's just too early for me. And then, of course, if you see JJ Cruz chatting in the comments, like that comment there, Jared saying, can I hide better than Jordan did on Star of the Seas? I guess we'll find out. I thought that it was appropriate to start the live right by Playmakers since that's where I was on Star of the Seas. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch that that live. But no. I think I'm gonna find Jared pretty quickly. We'll have to see. Q Cruiser says on Allure in December, show us everything. I will definitely show you everything. We're gonna walk around. We're gonna try to get around a lot of this ship, but we'll be doing a ship tour this week as well. So we are gonna show as much as we possibly can here in the time while we are live. Jen.Cohen, thank you so much for the reminder. She says, remember to hit the like button and feed the YouTube algorithm. Yes, please, it would be so appreciated if you could do that. For those that don't know, YouTube has changed its algorithm within the last month. So the like button has become even more important than it was. So if you could please hit the like button, that is super valuable to your YouTube creators. I'm talking all YouTube creators, not just us. But of course, if you're here on the live today and you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. What a pretty ship. Yes, they honestly, there's some things that they haven't really touched that was surprising to me. And then there's other areas that are completely like, we're gutted, like the area that I'm in now. This neighborhood, the boardwalk, with the exception of the pool. And when I say pool, I mean the Aqua Theater. There's a brand new show in the Aqua Theater, but they didn't really touch that area. But this whole part, they touched. So you know what, let's go ahead and I'm just gonna turn this around and show you what I'm looking at here. In the boardwalk area, there is now a slide. There was no slide here. This was a bar. There was a giant round bar here that was taken out and replaced with the slide. Thank you so much, Jen.Cohen, for that super sticker. We are going to get to that in just a second. I appreciate it. You got Playmakers over there. You have Johnny Rockets. And then you have a donut shop all the way at the end that we'll walk past in a minute. But as you can see, they also took up the flooring. This used to look like a boardwalk. There was benches out here. There was like some bronze statues out here. There was one time I saw one of the bronze statues on Allure of the Seas, my first time on here, and I thought it was a person. So that was embarrassing. But Jen.Cohen, thank you so much for the super sticker. I so appreciate that. And I know I don't do these as good as Jared, but my glasses are red, so it kind of works. Like, thank you so much, Jen. I really appreciate that. Yes, and Jared is reminding me today at 12:30, which this is our normal release time. It's Sunday. We release videos Sundays and Wednesdays. Sunday today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to release our good, bad, and ugly of our super yacht cruise. If you haven't been following, we've been posting videos already about this experience, but we got off of our super yacht cruise yesterday. We already have the full review edited, and it is up, and it is ready to watch. We put a lot of time and effort and thought into that review. So if you're not doing anything today at 12:30 p.m., please make sure to check out that review because we would so appreciate you watching that. And I have a feeling so many people on here would love super yachting and probably know very little about it. And you're going to be surprised at how affordable it is. It's much more affordable. I think people think that you go on a yacht, spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to go on a yacht. Not the one that we went on. And the one that we went on was pretty darn nice. So definitely check that out at 12:30 today. I'm going to give Jared a few more minutes, and then he's going to give us our first clue as to where he is. And I have no idea. Y'all, full disclosure, he didn't know where I was last time either. This time I told him, I'm like, do you want me to help you find a good hiding spot? And he was like, why would you do that? Why would you pretend like you didn't know where I was to our community and lie to them like that? So I apologize, but I have no clue where he is. You need a Bloody Mary or a mimosa in your hand. I know. You know what? I've only drank water so far. It is a wet, moist, humid day. I've been a little bit moist myself. I've been sweating. So I was trying to not have a drink right away, but I will get one at some point on this live. Hey, Kim. Kim says, excited for this. We're going on Allure out of Galveston for spring break. I'm curious what you say about the crowds. So we've been on Allure a few times, always in the Caribbean, never over here in Europe. And I feel the same that I feel about all these Oasis class ships. I think that they do a pretty good job at controlling the way that people walk. This particular part of the ship, the Boardwalk, they did a much better job of taking out, like I said, some statues, some benches that really blocked ways for people to walk to and from the Aqua Theater, which is right behind me. But we'll see. We'll see if the improvements that they've done throughout the ship made it better for crowds or if it made it worse. We will do a full review of our experience this week. So we'll have a full review, a good, bad, and ugly of Allure of the Seas for you. And you can definitely watch that before you go on your spring break trip. That's so exciting. Spring break on Allure of the Seas. That's so fun. Hi, Christine. Thanks so much for joining us. Joanne says, I want to do that luxury crystal cruise. Yes, that review is also coming out. We've been reviewing things like several things a month, a lot faster than we normally have in the last few months. So crystal review is also coming out. Jen.Cohen says, excited to see your review on the yacht. I hope you all like it. We had such a unique experience. That's what I'm going to say. I think that's ambiguous enough to not give away everything and our thoughts on how we felt. It was such an interesting experience. So definitely check that out just in a few hours here. All right. I'm going to just turn this around. I'll show you the Aqua Theater here. For those of you that have not been on an Oasis class ship, they put Aqua 80s 2 on this ship, which is the same aqua show as Utopia of the Seas. And we loved that show on Utopia. So we are really excited to check that out and see that here. So you've got the rock climbing walls at the very back of the ship as well for incredible views. And I'm going to walk this deck just a little bit just to kind of show you a little bit more. So these are the little things that I feel like we noticed because we've been on these ships so much. They totally redid the flooring in here. They put this like white tile wood looking flooring down, which is really nice. Of course, Playmakers has been replaced by Sabor. So there is no more Sabor. And now there is a Playmakers. And then right across from the Playmakers is Johnny Rockets. And then you got a couple of shops. So I guess this side didn't get as much done to it as Playmakers, but Playmakers is definitely new. And thankfully they kept the carousel, which is one of the best parts of the boardwalk in my opinion. It looks like Jared set a goal. Jared will do any missed super stickers once Jordan finds him if we hit the goal. Okay. Goal ends in 59 minutes. All right, Jared. Sounds good. Controversial Cruising. Hey there. Hey, JJ. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, and we've got our first clue dropping right now. And for those that missed it, we're playing a little bit of hide and go seek. So I am searching for Jared. Jared is somewhere hidden on Allure, and I am looking for him. Oh, he dropped the clue and then he retracted it. As soon as he puts the clue out, we will walk around. This is something that's so unique on Allure, the donut shop, the Boardwalk Donuts. There's no other Oasis cruise ship that has that, which I think is pretty cool. Christine Hickman, thank you so much for that super sticker or that super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. Okay, here we go. We got our first clue. Clue number 1. With these lights and view, or with these views and light, find me here, day or night. Okay. With these views and light, find me here, day or night. So that makes me think that somewhere, well, obviously somewhere with views, but I feel like this could be tripping us up a little bit because he's saying views and he's saying light. He doesn't necessarily mean natural light. He just means there's a lot of light. Where do people think that he is? Hello, Crystal Be Cruising. Good morning. I'm glad that you made it on the ship and are not in a Barcelona jail. You'll have to check out my TikTok if you want to hear that story. But yes, thankfully, I did not get arrested in Barcelona, even though I almost did. Thank you, Patrick Wyatt. Thank you so much for the super sticker. So Jared set a goal in here. Any super stickers that come while we're walking around and looking for him, he's going to do the super sticker marathon as soon as we find him. So every single super sticker, he's remembering and he's writing down. Jared, you're taking screenshots and you're keeping notes. You hear me? All right. Hopefully he can hear me and he can see this live. So he's going to be doing all the super stickers as soon as we find him. All right, so we have a couple of people that said Solarium. We have a couple of people that said Central Park. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and head up to Central Park. So I'm going to turn this back around. So we're, of course, in the promenade. Up here is Schooner Bar to my left. And then you do have the Rising Tide Bar, which is all the way up right now in the middle of the ship. So that's up in Central Park. That's where we're going to head. So we're going to take the stairs and we're going to head up just a couple of decks. Hello, Rain Dancer. Thank you so much for the super sticker. The little hiya there. Jared, you're taking a screenshot, right? Oh, and I see someone else said Vitality Spa. There must be a view somewhere. So I actually did a tour of the spa earlier, and you won't believe this. There's no windows in the spa at all. And it's very, very like kind of closed off. It's nice, it's calm, it's peaceful, but they're not letting people hang out there. They let me go in and take some video, so I went in and got video of it. So I don't think that he's there. And they were like a little annoyed when I went in and did the video. I think because they're just trying to sell to people right now. They're really trying to book massages. I saw another question here. Is Allure of the Seas a newer ship? So this is not a newer ship, but it did just come out of a massive dry dock. So it went through a huge like $120 million refurbishment. So they added some new bars, some new restaurants. They redid, like I said, that whole boardwalk space. So lots of new things to see on here. That's the reason that we're on this week, is to really check that out. Okay, we came up to deck number 8. Let's see, and we said Central Park. So that's where we're gonna head. Oh, and we just got a super chat from Jen.Cohen. Jen.Cohen, thank you so much. And Jen.Cohen, by the way, is another awesome content creator on here. So is Controversial Cruising, so is Q's Cruisers. I always love it when we have other content creators in the chat, people just supporting other content creators. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your experiences with us. Safe travel and smooth sailing. Thank you so much, Jen. Cohen. All right, we have made it up here to Central Park. Let's see, keeping track, don't worry. Okay, good. Jared's keeping track of the super chats. I think this is totally new up here as well. I don't remember them having an outdoor seating area like this. All right, do we see Jared? Is he in the bushes? No, he's not. Let's see, and there is the Rising Tide bar we're walking past. I know that it's hard to see in there, but he's not in there. Controversial Cruising, thank you so much. Controversial Cruising says, you know what? Let's do this. I love, and if there's other content creators in the chat and I didn't mention you or I missed you, please know that was not intentional. And feel free to say hey. We're happy to do a little shout out here. All right, so there's lots of people up here, but I'm not seeing Jared yet. There's 150 Central Park. I love, love, love that restaurant. Felix says, was on Allure 2 years ago. We'll on it again. Yeah, it's been about 2 years since we've been on this ship too. Let's see, here is the Trellis Bar. I don't see him here. This is one of my favorite things I would say about coming on the older ships with Central Parks. You get these just absolutely stunning, overgrown green areas. Whereas, you don't get this. When you go on, let's say, Star of the Seas, it's beautiful in their Central Park, but you don't get the greenery that you get here. That is something that is a little bit unique about going on an older ship, and something that just makes the experience, I think, a little bit cooler. I think that these Central Parks are more beautiful because of how much greenery there is and how much it's been growing. Oh boy, there's a lot of people here. I don't see Jared. Let's see, do we duck in? Here's Park Cafe. Do we duck in here to see if he's in here? Let's see. Not a lot of views in here. Let's see. Oops, sorry. I was there in 2018 with Love before and after, or before spring break cruise. It's always a good time to go on a cruise. I'm getting on Thursday. Oh yes, okay, so that's something else that Royal Caribbean does very unique. They have interport cruises. So halfway through your cruise, they will stop at another major port and have people get on or off. So this cruise starts in Barcelona, but we do go to Rome during the week. I don't want to get in their picture. And there will be people getting on in Rome. That's something that's very unique. Joanne Shields, thank you so much for that super sticker. All right, she's adding to the super sticker marathon.